In this video, we're going to do a short overview of the Illinois Transitional Math approach. So the first thing is, why do we need transitional math? So let's just look at one piece of evidence about the problem with remedial education. You can see when students start 3 or more levels below college level math, only 11% of them pass an intro college level math class. And that isn't even the percent that actually graduate. That percentage is actually lower. So the reality is the more courses that we have before a college level course, or the more places that we have to lose students, either via they don't pass the class or they don't enroll for the next course, or both. So we need to do something different. There's lots of ways to reduce remediation, but one of them is to actually address the population that's coming straight out of high school and try to reduce the number of students who are recent graduates and start in remediation. So in Illinois, the solution we have is a law called the Post-Secondary and Workforce Readiness Act, known as the PWR Act. There are 4 pieces to it. First, there are post-secondary and career expectations. Second, there have been a pilot of competency-based high school graduation requirements. Third, we have college and career pathway endorsements on high school diplomas. And number 4 is transitional math courses. Of the 4 pieces of this law, transitional math is the only part that is required and is a mandate. So what is the idea behind transitional math? Well, it's twofold. The goal is to increase college readiness and reduce remediation. And here's how we do this. First, we determine who is not college ready for math in the junior year using multiple measures. We have something called a projected readiness determination. Second, we enroll students in new transitional math courses in their senior year that address these college readiness issues and math readiness issues if they are not projected ready for college math. But here's the best part. Number 3 is, instead of just passing the course and now going and taking a placement test at the college, these students get guaranteed placement at every Illinois community college and any Illinois university that wants to accept the placement. The placement lasts 18 months, but that placement can go with them throughout the state. So the result is we have better prepared students that start at college level coursework, which increases their chance of completing a certificate or degree. What is the Illinois Transitional Math implementation requirement? It's that each public high school must offer at least one transitional math pathway that has been approved portable. So we'll look at that in just a second. The pathways are transition to STEM, and a student will get guaranteed placement into college algebra or any college math class with placement below college algebra. Another course is transition to quantitative literacy/statistics, and I'll often call that QL stats. That course gets a student placement into entry-level non-STEM college-level math courses like statistics, liberal arts math, gen ed math, quantitative reasoning, and any course with placement below those courses. The third option is transition to technical math, and that gets a student placement into a credit-bearing technical math courses. These courses are designed to be very different than the traditional approach of taking a college remedial course and offering it in the high school. These courses are supposed to be aligned with a student's pathway. Students should be thinking about their meta major. If they don't know what they want to major in, the QL pathway is considered the default, and that is actually stated in the law. The content is supposed to be contextualized and rigorous. The courses are transcribed by the high school on the high school transcript using a code called a portability code. This code tells the college what placement to grant the student. In some ways, it acts like an AP score. It tells the college that the course has met a certain bar for quality, and it also tells the college that the student has received a C or better in the course. High schools can choose for the course to be 1 semester or 1 year. If they choose a 1 semester option, they can have a spring semester of dual credit, which allows a student to gain more portability beyond just Illinois and with more universities. So, Illinois Transitional Math is an awesome option. It doesn't satisfy every problem, though. It doesn't satisfy the state graduation requirement, so as one of the 3 years of math. It is not dual credit because it's not college credit, but it does prepare students for college level math, and it does it very well. So one of the components to the course is something we call the Transitional Math Competencies and Policies, and this is a big part of what makes the courses special and high quality. So there are competencies that define broad learning goals. Within them are something called key performance indicators that are finer grained, and together they build to the level of competency. So instead of a student just learning a bunch of discrete skills and concepts, they are going to integrate them. So they're going to take those KPIs and integrate them into larger problems and projects, often in contexts that require a student to learn something at a greater level and a greater level of understanding, which leads to greater retention and more success in outcome courses. To see the Transitional Math Competencies and Policies document, see www.iltransitionalmath.org. Besides just having a different expectation in the course, there's also different curriculum. So the courses use modern curriculum designed to bridge the gap from high school to college. So instead of just saying, let's plot these points or let's read this ordered pair if we have a graph with some points plotted on it, we might give students a graph like this that's from a real context, in this case, Tylenol, and ask students questions like, if I have a headache, which version of the medicine, the liquid or the caplets, should I take to get the fastest relief? And why does it say on the package that a person should take another dose after 4 to 6 hours if they still have a headache? These kinds of questions are real and engaging to students and demand more than just the skill level of being able to plot a point or read an ordered pair. There are a lot of benefits for students. The biggest one is guaranteed placement, which means no placement test when they go to an Illinois community college, if they earn a C or better and if the course receives portability. What does this mean for the student? They're going to save a ton of time and money, and that is a big deal and has a direct impact on their college experience and time to finish. So a key thing that differentiates Illinois transitional math from other states' approach, and it's not necessarily better or worse, it's just a different approach that Illinois has taken, and it's called portability. Portability relies on the idea of verifying that the competencies and policies have been included in the course, not a placement exam. So there is no high stakes exam at the end of the course. Courses that meet the required statewide policies and competencies are approved portable by local and state panels, which give students placement throughout Illinois community colleges and some Illinois universities. So it provides quality control and really useful placement. For more information on the policies and competencies, see that document on the www.iltransitionalmath.org website. There is one big key to making transitional math work in Illinois, and it's something that's emphasized over and over again, and it's the idea of working in partnership. So this is not a dual credit approach. It isn't where the college is telling the high school, here's the course and syllabus and materials, go. It's the idea that the college and the high schools get together, they agree to a memo of understanding, they agree to certain grading requirements that meet statewide policies, and they work together to develop the courses. Yes, it can be challenging, but it's also proven to be incredibly rewarding and very beneficial to these districts, both the high school and the community college. What are the implementation requirements? All public high schools must offer a transitional math course that has been approved portable. Their implementation year is going to be either in 2021 or 21-22. There's an implementation guide with each district's implementation year on the state website, www.iltransitionalmath.org. There are new requirements for advising to determine projected readiness. Those new requirements are also in the policies and competencies document. Also, the schools have to use statewide competencies and policies in the curriculum and the memo of understanding to ensure fidelity. And again, state and local portability panels verify that these requirements are met. For more information, please see the state website or see PWRact.org or see almyeducation.com.